Hey friends, hope you all are doing amazing. So welcome to this deep dive into my Power BI project Business Insights 360 for AtliQ Hardwares. So before I jump in, let me take a moment to thank some incredible people, Dhaval sir, Hemanand sir, and the entire Code Basics team for their amazing guidance throughout this project. Okay, and a huge shout out to Ashish sir for inspiring me to redesign it from scratch. Okay, so now, have you ever wondered how real data can be transformed into powerful insights that drive real business decisions? If so, you are in the right place. Okay, so in this video I am going to take you along the entire dashboard I built and all the insights I uncovered along the way. Okay, and quick heads up, so this project is designed for an imaginary FMCG company called AtliQ Hardware to enable data driven decision making. Okay, so let's first take a quick look at its business model. Then we will dive into a major challenge they faced and how they tackled it. Okay, so stick around. This is gonna be super insightful and fun. So without further ado, let's get rolling. So now let's talk about AtliQ Hardwares in detail. Okay, so AtliQ Hardwares is a consumer goods electronics company operating in various countries. So first let's briefly talk about its business model. So they sell hardwares like PC, laptop, mouse, keyboard, motherboard, etc. to various customers, which in turn sell to consumers. Okay, so let me explain. So what happens is the AtliQ's manufacturing plant manufactures these hardwares, and then they store it in their warehouse, and then they sell it to their customers. Okay, so these customers are nothing but physical stores and online stores. Physical stores like Chroma, Best Buy, and AtliQ has their own physical store, which is AtliQ Hardware exclusive. And online stores you are very familiar with, right? Flipkart, Amazon. Then they have their own online store, which is AtliQ Hardware e-store. Then they have distributors like Neptune. So these are all the customers of AtliQ Hardwares, and these customers will then sell these hardwares to consumers, which are nothing but people like us. Okay, so this is their business model. So everything was going good, the company was growing rapidly, but a major loss happened in Latin America. So let's discuss about that. So this loss in Latin America affected the company's overall performance. They were in complete loss in that country. So this was a problem faced by AtliQ Hardware. So what they did was they dug deeper into the problem to find out what caused this. They were stunned, like what happened in Latin America. So they found out that the reason for this loss was the absence of a strong tool to enable data-driven decision making. So they were solely relying on Excel sheets. I'm not telling that Excel sheets are bad. Excel files are the core of data analysis. We know that. But for a company like AtliQ, which is a big company, they have a lot of data. So they need to, visualize this large amount of data. They need to have interactive dashboards. So for that, we definitely need Power BI, right? So they found out the reason. Now what they want the solution, right? So the senior executive assigned a data analytics team to create a Power BI report which can help in enabling this data driven decision making. So this Power BI report required some features. So let's discuss that features now. Yeah, this Power BI report needed all these features, which is finance view, sales view, supply chain view, marketing view, executive view. So these were the requirements given to the data analytics team. So as a virtual member of this team, I created all these dashboards, interactive dashboards, and I will show you that in a bit. Please wait. Okay, so yeah, each of this view has different requirements. Okay, I have written down those here, but I will come to that later. Okay, so finally here is my Business Insights 360 dashboard, aka an all-in-one toolkit for tracking business insights for AtliQ Hardwares. Okay, so all the views are neatly laid out here: finance view, sales view, marketing view, supply chain view, and executive view. So each view has a story to tell, and we are here to connect all the dots and uncover what's really going on. So where do we start? I think we can start with finance view, right? So let's be honest, if the numbers aren't adding up, nothing else really matters, right? So let's jump right in and see what's happening under the hood. Okay, I hope you all are eagerly waiting to explore the dashboard. So why waiting? Let's dive in. Okay, so first let's check out the finance view. this is where we get the real scoop on how the company is performing and where we need to focus our attention on. Okay. First of all, we have got our VIPs, which are our KPIs, net sales, gross margin percentage, and net profit percentage. So if these numbers are looking good, in fact, we can celebrate. Otherwise, we have to, figure out what's up. For example, here is we can see that both the gross margin percentage as well as the net profit percentage has dropped significantly compared to last year. So, we immediately get the insight that, okay, the company did not perform that well in the year 2020 because I selected 2020 as the year from this fiscal year slicer. Okay, so yeah, so this KPIs will help us to derive, quick insights. Okay, so now let's talk about something very important, not only for AtliQ Hardwares, for any company. So, which is the profit and loss statement. It can be called like our business's diary because it spills all the tea of what we earned, what we spent. All this we can get from this simple statement. Okay, so and the fun part is we are not just looking at this year's numbers, we are also comparing them against last year's performance or a set target, which is usually provided by the stakeholders. And we can switch this up using this slides right here, versus last year or versus target. Okay, and so for example, we can say that if we notice that the net sales are, for example, 10% lower than last year, so we can ask questions like, why did this happen? Did we give too much of discounts, or is the demand lower? Something like that. And also, if similarly, if gross margin percentage has improved, we can check if it's due to cost optimizations or any other reasons. Like, we can ask questions like this from this is just few questions. Okay, I'm just due to the time limit, I can only just state some of the questions, but we can ask a lot of questions using this simple, profit and loss table. It's a very, what can I say?
What's that word? I'm not getting that word. It's very valuable, for a company. It's like, what can I compare it to? It's like a treasure.
You can say it's like a baby to, for a mother, it's like their baby. For the company, this P&L statement is like their baby. Okay, that's good, right? Okay, I think that's a good comparison because it's that important. Okay, so then we have got the performance chart that breaks down our financial performance month by month. Okay, this is super helpful because numbers alone can't tell the full story, right? We also want to see the trend. We can't just determine everything by just looking at the numbers in a particular year. If we can see the trend, like you can see here, month by month, we can get a lot of insights from that too. Okay, for example, here in 2020, see, if you carefully look at this, you don't have to carefully look, you can just look at it and see that the dip in net sales in March, if you think, you can immediately get the answer. It's COVID, right? COVID surge caused this. So like this, this chart helps us to connect the dots and make better decisions. Okay, and next up we have something interesting. It's the top and bottom customers and products table. So from this we can get insights like who's keeping us in business and who's ghosting us, it gives the insights regarding different customers and products. Okay, these are the entities, right? So how they are doing, which all are flourishing or which all are ghosting us. Okay, so maybe for example, product A is flying off the shelves and product B is just collecting dust in the warehouse. We don't know, but we can know from this simple thing. So interactive. So yeah, that's it. And about the filter pin, I already discussed some of it, and we can also zoom into specific regions, stores or product here in the drop down filter. Okay, so yeah, that's the finance view. So it's what we understand, that it is not just about staring at numbers. Okay, we can spot trends here in this chart, and we can solve problems before they explode, and also we can make smart moves at the right time using this simple view. Okay, so next up we can look at the sales view. Okay, here first I have this super cool performance table. It can act like a little cheat sheet for the sales department to see how customers and products are doing. I can just toggle between them here. Okay, it's so cool, right? It's very convenient for the sales department because they no need to open separate reports to look at customers and products. They can look at this and they can just click a button and get different reports all in one place. That's so convenient to them. And this colorful donut chart, this is not just for decoration, okay? It's actually showing me where the money is going, okay? So the outer ring shows how much of our revenue is impacted by discounts like pre-invoice deduction and post-invoice deduction. So we can clearly see that 50% of our revenue is going to discounts for in 2020, which is not that great, okay? We know that, but definitely this the good thing is that this allows us or gives us a scope to improve. So the company, when saying this, they will think, okay, we need to improve, we need to look at the discounts where we are giving, are we giving too much discount somewhere? Okay, so that's the whole point of this report, right? We have to ask questions, we have to get insights from this. So we are getting that. I mean, that's great. Okay, so if you look at the inner ring, it splits the net sales into gross margin and cost of goods sold. Okay, this helps us understand if our profitability is eaten up by high cost, if we are managing our expenses better. Here we can say the scatter chart. Fun part here is we have added a dynamic slicer here. So what this dynamic slicer indicates is that it indicates the GM percentage variance, that is the gross margin percentage variance. Variance means it's actually the difference between the target or last year's gross margin percentage and the current or actual gross margin percentage. Okay, so we can, this slicer is very what we can say, very helpful in determining which customers has a significant deviation from the target gross margin percentage or last year's gross margin percentage. Deviation in the sense it's a negative deviation. Okay, so we can see the problems. So we have to solve problems, right? So first of all, in the first place, we started building this report to solve problems, right? So if we can, just by one click or one slide with this in this slider, if that one slide will show us all the areas where there's problem, that's amazing, right? So now let's set it to 5%. Let's look at how it does work. So here, if I set it to 5%, we can see the customers whose gross margin percentage has reduced or negatively deviated from the target value or last year's value. So it shows, okay, these customers need to be looked at, why their gross margin percentage is less, why did they not reach the target of gross margin percentage. So that's a big question regarding the company, and this scatter chart helps in seeing that. Okay, and that's it, that's the sales view. So before moving on to the next view, let's do something interesting together. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, I'm setting this gross margin percentage variance to, let's say, 10%, and we can look at the performance metrics and see all these customers that are not at all doing good, because GM percentage variance 10% means that's very huge, right? Very huge deviation from the target, which is not at all good for the company. So yeah, we got a problem, right? So for the sake of demonstrating this example, I'm choosing one of the customers, which is the Unity stores, and the first question I can ask is why did this happen? Why did Unity store find it so difficult to meet that target value of gross margin percentage? Okay, so that question lead me to this table, which is the customer performance table. And if I look closely, yeah, first itself I can see here the Unity stores has got the least amount of net sales and least amount of gross margin percentage. So that leads me to another question. Why? Again, why? We have got the least net sales from Unity stores and the least gross margin percentage from Unity stores. So as we know, if you look at the P&L statement, we can clearly see that the net sales depends on the, or we can say this drop, or this, the least amount of net sales has something to do with the discounts we give to this customer. Okay, so where can we look at the discount? Where can we look at the P&L statement? Of course, finance view. Let's look at it. Okay, so in finance view, we have to, choose Unity stores from the drop-down filter. Let me do that quickly. Okay, so, and we can look at the P&L statement. If I select the Unity stores here, I will get the P&L statement of that particular customer. Okay, it's obvious, it's very obvious. See, the pre-invoice reduction and post-invoice reduction are both 0.37 million each, which is massive considering the gross sales, which is only 1.24 million. That means even before we, get to net sales, a huge chunk of revenue is already lost due to this reduction. So we got the answer to that why question, right? It's because the deductions are so high. Okay, so this explains why the net sales and gross margin percentage has dropped, and also explains why this customer is in that metrics when I set that gross margin percentage variance to 10%. Clear, right? So here's what happened. The sales view alerted us a particular problem, and the finance view in turn helped us understand why, while allowing us to derive insights and asking some critical questions. And we can ask more questions, right? So why are the deductions so high, and is the company giving more post invoice adjustments to certain customers, or is there any issue with the product quality leading to frequent returns? So all these questions together will definitely help or play an important role in improving the performance of the company, AtliQ Hardware as a whole. So this is exactly why we built this report. It all makes sense now, right? So that's why I explained all this. So let's just quickly move to the marketing view. Okay, so first let me switch the fiscal year to 2022. Okay, and if I toggle this to segment, and I'm picking category from this. By the way, I'm talking about toggle buttons, okay? And here I'm choosing net profit percentage. Okay, so now take a look at this category. We get a clear picture of how different product categories are performing, right? So in terms of profitability, because we have chosen net profit percentage, right? Now this is where it gets exciting. You would expect high sales equal to high profit, right? But it does not work like that always. Okay, see, here's the example. Take a look at the business laptop category. You can see that it's pulling in big sales, but its profit margin, see, it's shockingly low. What might be the reason? Let's explore. Check out the net sales and gross margin split in this donut chart. Oh, we're hoping 61.7% of our revenue vanishes into total cost of goods sold. Total cost means manufacturing cost, freight cost, etc. That's a huge bite already. But here's where it gets even crazier. See this waterfall chart. Operation expenses are sitting at a massive 398.51 million, while our gross margin is only 292.87 million. You heard that right. See, we are shelling out way more than we are bringing in. If that doesn't raise eyebrows in the marketing team, I don't know what will. Okay, so what does this mean for a marketing team? See, they can ask a whole lot of questions to gain more insights. So the questions can be like, with 61.7% of revenue eaten up by the total costs, is there any way to cut the cost of product without compromising their quality? That's a good question, right? And another one is, are we spending too much on ads and promotion for certain products? That can also result in problems like this, right? So asking these questions will lead them into solving many marketing issues like what we just say now. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's move on to the supply chain view. Okay, since supply chain is all about demand forecasting and inventory management, let's focus on that using the help of some real examples as we did for the marketing view. Okay, so before that, let's take a quick look at the KPIs. We can see forecast accuracy, percentage, net error, absolute error. Okay, these are the metrics that the supply chain team is most concerned about. So here I'm again changing the fiscal year to 2020. No particular reason. Okay, and let's check which product has the least forecast accuracy percentage. So we can see this is second table. Okay, it's in the networking segment, and the product is Wi-Fi extender. Okay, so it has a forecast accuracy percentage of only 52.5%, which means around 50% of the demand prediction for this product was wrong. Okay, that's a problem. And the first insight we get from this table is that forecast accuracy percentage is much less compared to that of last year's, right? Last year it was 81.5%, which is almost 30% more than this year's, right? So what might be the reason? Let's explore. Let's look at this other table. You can easily spot all the customers where forecast accuracy percentage was very low for the Wi-Fi extenders in the year 2020. So see, some of them are even negative values. For example, Taobao, eBay, Flipkart, etc. They have negative values of forecast accuracy, which is concerning. And let's look at this trend chart over here. It shows the month-by-month breakdown of forecast accuracy percentage and net error. It helps the stakeholders see if a particular month contributed to the inaccuracies like this. See, here in March 2020, it's very clear. We can see a huge dip in forecast accuracy for Wi-Fi extenders and a huge spike in its net error. So this spike in net error means net error is having positive value. So positive value of net error generally means it means excess inventory. Okay, if it's negative, it means out of stock. Okay, please keep that in mind. And yeah, we know March 2020 what happened. It's a disaster, right? COVID. So similar to the marketing team, supply chain team can also take away some questions and insights from this. They can ask questions like is there any other months with significant inequalities. They can check for 5x extenders or any other products, and they can think about what must be the reasons behind it. Okay, they can look at other dashboards, like other views, and like we did for sales view and finance view. They can look like that. And also they can ask questions to themselves, like how can they collaborate with other departments like sales department, marketing department, to align the forecasting with real market demand, real time demand. Okay, so that was the supply chain view. Now let's move on to the executive view. All right, so let's wrap it all up here. This is our final view. Okay, so right at the top we have got our 4 key KPIs: net sales, gross margin percentage, net profit percentage, and forecast accuracy percentage. So this view actually gives the stakeholders an instant snapshot of AtliQ Hardware's overall business performance. Okay, so now check out this bar chart. It shows the revenue contribution percentage across different divisions or channels depending on what we select, and this helps us instantly to see which area is driving the most revenue. And moving on, we have got 2 trend charts here that tell us how we are performing over time. So first one tracks the net profit percentage, AtliQ's market share percentage, and gross margin percentage year over year. And the second one is my personal favorite. It's so colorful, right? It's the ribbon chart. It compares AtliQ's market share against its competitors over the years. And trust me, this is a gold mine for competitive analysis, because if we see a drop in our position, we know it's time to rethink our strategies. But looking at this, over the year, AtliQ's market share has only grown. Okay. Now onto the tables. We have first up the top 5 customers. These are our biggest revenue contributors. Okay, and next the top 5 products. No surprises here. This tells us which products are leading the charge in sales. And finally, we have the sub-zone performance table, which highlights key metrics for regions like India, North America, and more. And this is crucial as it provides insights into net sales, revenue contribution percentage, net profit percentage, and market share percentage, while also flagging potential risks, like whether we are dealing with stockouts or excess inventory issues. So that's the end of our presentation. Before signing off, a huge shout out to whoever watched my presentation, because I know how precious time is. Okay, and the fact that you spend that time to watch my presentation, that means the world to me. You guys are awesome. Okay, so also I would love to hear your thoughts on my presentation, any suggestions. Okay, because I know this is my first presentation and I know I messed up many times. Okay, so I really welcome your suggestions, and also please share your biggest takeaways from this presentation. Okay, so let's chat in the comments, and yeah, that's it. So bye for now, until we meet again. Okay.